I want to go back to a point you were starting to say about AI. And that's a hard conversation, right now in the world of education, because it sort of depends how you enter that conversation. Does it mean, we don't want to, replace human agency with, all the other images that we could invoke right now? But I know you've talked about that really powerfully in the past. So say more about that, what you think is possible with AI.
Like everything, AI is a complex topic. And if I have anything to stress, is that let's have complex, nuanced conversations. This is not a time to say I'm for AI, I'm anti-AI. It's a very nuanced topic, and I could give you 5 reasons why it's the worst thing for humanity. I could give you 5 reasons why it's the best thing for humanity, and the truth is somewhere in the messy middle, right? And so I think AI really cuts across all 3 spheres. One of the things I write about in my last blog, What Are We Designing Education For?, was the fact that human capabilities actually require time, they require practice, and they require relationships, right? Which is all human-centered.
Yes.
Where you're like, well, where is AI in that? And also, it's the case that, as we talked about, there's so many bureaucratic barriers right now for people to get validated and recognized for their learning, or even to gain access to institutions. And AI could be a great, accelerator in that space.
One of the things that you talk about related to AI is digital technology as a prerequisite for equity and scaled equity.
Yes.
Say more about that again. I think is a really important points you make there.
So I think AI and just digital technology in general is a prerequisite for equity. And I talk a little bit about the 2 things that make AI different than what we have now, right? And one of it is just kind of the scale and the zero marginal cost, or very little marginal cost associated with providing it to everyone. And then 2, the personalization that's possible. And so our current system is still, I think, a little too one size fits all. Now there's, again, exceptions to that. This is, like I said, a nuanced conversation. But if you don't learn math in the particular way that it's being taught, right? People are like, oh, I guess you can't do math. Now imagine a personalized, adaptable system that gives you examples from things you care about, that brings it to life in different ways for you, that knows, oh my God, you keep missing this one concept. We're going to go back. You're in calculus, but you keep missing this algebraic concept. That's actually not possible to do in a lecture-style math class.
No, because people are wondering, what are you just going to slow down for 1 or 2 people?
Exactly. And so you think about, especially in math, where it's conceptual. Again, it's not none of these topics, and that was my point in the blog, is that all learning is over a lifetime and over a long period of time, right? So if you're learning calculus, that builds on foundations of years of knowledge. And if we're human, we forget things. Being able to quickly figure out what you forgot, bring it back, and then be able to move forward. I think some of those use cases, the only way you can do that is through technology and AI. And so I want us to be careful in terms of how we implement AI, because there's lots of different ways you can just recreate the same hierarchies, the same inequities that we have now. But let's sit down and have those nuanced conversations about where exactly it is beneficial.